The sound of heels clicking on marble echoed through the empty hallway like gunshots in the silence. Zara's breath came in short bursts as she pressed herself against the cold wall, her heart hammering so hard she thought it might crack her ribs. She'd made a mistake, a terrible, life-ending mistake. And now someone was coming for her. A door slammed somewhere behind her. The sharp crack of it made her jump. Heavy footsteps followed, deliberate and unhurried, like whoever was coming didn't need to rush. They knew she had nowhere to go. Then a voice cut through the darkness, cold as winter rain, smooth as poison. "Bring her to my room." Zara didn't wait to see who said it. She ran, her shoes slipped on the polished floor as she bolted down the corridor of the luxury hotel. This wasn't supposed to happen. None of this was supposed to happen. She'd come to Seoul 3 days ago with one purpose: save her brother. Kwame was dying, kidney failure. The doctors in Lagos said he had months, maybe weeks. But there was hope in South Korea. A surgical team, advanced treatment, a chance. All she needed was $50,000 and a miracle. The translation job seemed like that miracle. A high-end corporate event at the Grand Lotus Hotel. International investors, business deals. She'd translate, get paid, and be one step closer to saving Kwame's life. Simple, clean, safe. She should have known better. 20 minutes ago, she'd gotten lost looking for the restroom, wandered down the wrong hallway, pushed open the wrong door, and saw something she was never meant to see. Men in expensive suits surrounding a table covered in cash and documents. One man handing another a briefcase. Words exchanged in low tones. Mandarin, Korean, Yoruba. Then they'd looked up and seen her frozen in the doorway. The look in their eyes told her everything. She was a witness. And witnesses didn't walk away. So she'd run. And now she was being hunted through a hotel that suddenly felt less like luxury and more like a maze designed to trap her. She turned a corner and nearly collided with a housekeeping cart, ducked behind it, held her breath. The footsteps were getting closer. 2 sets now, maybe 3. They were coordinating, cutting off her exits. Her phone was in her purse back in the event hall. No way to call for help, no way to reach Kwame, no way to tell him she was sorry, that she'd tried, that she loved him. Tears stung her eyes, but she blinked them back. Crying wouldn't save her. Running might not either, but at least it was something. She spotted the service elevator at the end of the hall. If she could just reach it, maybe she could get to the ground floor, disappear into the Seoul night, catch a cab to the airport, get out of this country before they found her. She bolted. 10 meters, 5. Her hand reached for the elevator button. A man stepped out from behind a pillar and blocked her path. Tall, built like a wall, expressionless. He didn't grab her. Didn't need to. His presence alone stopped her cold. Then another man appeared behind her. Same build, same dead eyes. She was boxed in. "Please," Zara whispered, hating how her voice shook. "I didn't see anything. I won't say anything. Just let me go." The first guard tilted his head slightly, as if considering her words. Then he spoke into a small earpiece in Korean. A response came back. His expression didn't change, but something shifted. He stepped forward. "Come with us." "No, no, please. I have a brother. He's sick. He needs me. Please." The second guard grabbed her arm. Not rough, but firm enough to make it clear she had no choice. Zara tried to pull away. Useless. These men were professionals. Trained. She might as well have been fighting against stone. They guided her, not dragged her, toward a private elevator she hadn't noticed before. Gold doors, keycard access, the kind of elevator that didn't go to regular floors. The guard swiped his card. The doors slid open. They stepped inside, one on either side of her. The elevator began to rise. Zara watched the numbers climb. Past the event floors, past the guest floors, all the way to the top, the penthouse level. Her stomach dropped. Whoever wanted to see her lived at the very top of this hotel, which meant they owned it, or owned enough of Seoul that it didn't matter. She thought about her brother lying in that hospital bed back home, waiting for her to wire the money for his treatment. Thought about her mother, who'd already lost her husband and couldn't bear to lose her son. Thought about all the things she'd never get to say or do if this elevator ride ended the way she feared it would. The elevator chimed softly. The doors opened. A hallway stretched before her, dimly lit, decorated in minimalist luxury. Black marble, dark wood, Art that probably cost more than her entire neighborhood. At the end of the hall, double doors stood open. Light spilled out from inside, and a shadow moved within, waiting. The guards walked her forward. Her legs felt like they belonged to someone else. Every step took effort. Every breath burned. They reached the doors and stopped. One guard knocked twice. A voice from inside, the same cold voice from before, said one word. Enter. They pushed her gently forward and stepped back. The doors closed behind her with a soft click. She was alone now, alone in a massive penthouse suite with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the glittering sprawl of Seoul at night. And sitting in a leather chair, half hidden in shadow, was a man. Leave us, he said without looking at the guards still outside. She heard their footsteps retreat, heard the elevator doors close. Now it was just her and him, whoever he was, the man who'd ordered her brought to his room, the man who held her life in his hands. He stood slowly, stepped into the light, and Zara's breath caught. He was young, maybe early 30s, sharp jawline, dark hair swept back, eyes that looked like they'd seen too much and felt too little. He wore a black suit tailored so perfectly, it might as well have been painted on. Everything about him screamed power, money, danger. This was a man who gave orders and watched people scramble to obey, a man who didn't hear the word no. He studied her for a long moment, then he spoke. You saw the transaction. It wasn't a question. Zara's mouth went dry. She wanted to deny it, wanted to lie. But something about those eyes told her lying would be worse than whatever truth she gave. So she nodded, just barely. His expression didn't change. Who sent you? No one. I swear, I'm just… lying. The word cut like a blade. He pulled out his phone, tapped the screen twice, then held it up. Zara's heart stopped. On the screen was a photo of Kwame, her brother, in his hospital bed, IV in his arm, looking small and fragile and so sick. The man's voice was soft, almost gentle, which somehow made it more terrifying. One call, he's gone, unless you talk. Zara's knees buckled. She caught herself on the arm of a chair, fingers digging into the leather. Her vision blurred, not from tears, from pure, raw terror. This man had found her brother, knew where he was, could reach him with a single phone call. Kwame was halfway across the world and still wasn't safe. How did you… Her voice cracked. She tried again. How did you find him? The man tilted his head slightly, almost amused. I find everything I need to find. It took my team 12 minutes. He lowered the phone but kept his eyes locked on hers. Now, let's try this again. Who sent you? Nobody sent me. The words exploded out of her, desperate and raw. I'm a translator. I was hired for the event downstairs. Corporate investors, legal work. I got lost looking for the bathroom, and I opened the wrong door. That's all. I swear on my brother's life, that's all it was. He circled her slowly, like a predator, deciding which angle to strike from. Zara forced herself to stay still, even though every instinct screamed at her to run. But there was nowhere to go. The elevator needed a keycard. The windows were 50 floors up. And even if she could escape this room, his people were everywhere. A translator, he repeated, voice flat. From Lagos. Yes. Working a corporate event. Yes. And you just happened to wander into a restricted floor. Just happened to open a door to a private meeting. Just happened to see faces and documents you shouldn't have seen. He stopped in front of her. Do you think I'm stupid? No, I think you're… She swallowed hard. I think you're powerful. Dangerous. I think you could make me disappear and no one would ever know. But I'm telling you the truth. I have no idea who you are. I don't know what I saw. I don't want to know. I just want to save my brother and go home. Something flickered across his face. Too fast to read. He pulled out his phone again, scrolled through something, then turned the head. Screen toward her. This is your contract. Translation services. 3-day event. Payment on completion. He scrolled further. This is your visa application. Tourist visa. Medical purpose listed. Brother's hospital records attached. He met her eyes. This is your bank account. $1,200. Barely enough for a week in Seoul, let alone the surgery your brother needs. Zara felt exposed. Stripped bare. He'd dug into her entire life in minutes. So tell me, Zara Okonkwo, he said, and hearing her name from his lips made her stomach drop. If you're just an innocent translator, why are you so desperate? Desperate people make dangerous choices. They take jobs they shouldn't take. They work for people they shouldn't trust. I'm desperate because my brother is dying. Her voice rose, anger cutting through the fear. Because I watched my father die when I was 16, and I can't watch my brother die too. Because $50,000 might as well be 50 million when you grow up in Surulere, and your mother cleans houses, just to keep food on the table. So yes, I'm desperate. But I'm not a spy. I'm not working for anyone. I'm just trying to save the only family I have left. Silence fell between them. Heavy, suffocating. The man studied her with those cold, calculating eyes. Then he walked to the bar, poured 2 glasses of whiskey, and held one out to her. Zara didn't take it. Drink, he said. Not a request. You look like you're about to pass out. She took the glass with shaking hands. The whiskey burned going down, but it cleared her head slightly, grounded her. The man sat in the chair across from her, completely relaxed, as if they were discussing the weather instead of her potential execution. My name is Kang Min-jun, he said finally, and you're right about one thing. I am dangerous. Zara said nothing, just waited. He swirled his whiskey, watching the amber liquid catch the light. The meeting you interrupted, he continued, involved interests from 6 different countries, millions of dollars, contracts that keep entire operations running smoothly, and you walked in at the exact wrong moment. He leaned forward. The men in that room want you dead. They think you're a plant, a spy from a rival organization or a government agency. They've already voted. 3-1. Eliminate the problem before it becomes a bigger problem. Her hand tightened around the glass. And the one who voted against? Me. Why? He stood, walked to the window, looked out over Seoul. Because I don't kill people based on assumptions. I kill them based on facts. He turned to face her. And the facts tell me you're exactly what you claim to be, a desperate woman who made an unlucky mistake. Relief flooded through her, then immediately drained away when she saw his expression. But facts won't save you, he said. The other men don't care about facts. They care about security, about eliminating risk, and you, Zara, are a risk. He moved closer, close enough that she could smell his cologne. Expensive, clean. So, here's your situation. I can't let you leave. If I do, they'll hunt you down within 24 hours. They'll find you. They'll find your brother. And they'll make examples of both of you. Then what do you want from me? A trade. Her breath caught. What kind of trade? Minjun reached into his jacket pocket, pulled out a small object. When he opened his palm, Zara saw it was a necklace. A cowrie shell on a leather cord. Simple, worn, familiar, too familiar. Her hand flew to her own neck, to the identical necklace she always wore, the one her father had given her before he died. Where did you get that? She whispered. Minjun's expression shifted. The cold mask cracked. For the first time, she saw something human underneath, something that looked almost like pain. Your father, he said quietly, Adebayo Okonkwo. He gave this to me 10 years ago in Lagos, right before he took a bullet meant for me. The room tilted. Zara grabbed the chair to steady herself. What? I was 22. Stupid. Reckless. I'd gotten involved with the wrong people in Nigeria. A deal gone bad. I was supposed to die that night in a warehouse in Apapa. Your father was working security for the building next door. He heard the shots, came running. Minjun touched his collar, pulled it down slightly. A scar curved along his collarbone. Puckered. Old. He pushed me out of the way. Took the bullet here. It should have hit my heart. Zara couldn't breathe, couldn't think. Her father had saved this man, this dangerous, powerful man who now held her life in his hands. He died? She managed to ask, even though she knew the answer. Yes, but not right away. He stayed conscious long enough to make me promise something. He said, take care of your people. Protect the ones who can't protect themselves. Don't waste the life I just saved. Minjun's jaw tightened. Then he gave me this necklace. Said it was for his daughter. Said if I ever met you, I should give it to you and tell you he loved you. Tears streamed down Zara's face now. She couldn't stop them. All these years, she'd known her father died protecting someone, but she'd never known who, never known why. And now here was the man her father had deemed worth dying for. I tried to find you, Minjun continued. Spent years looking, but your mother moved, changed neighborhoods. I lost the trail. He held out the necklace. Until tonight. until you walked into that room, and I saw this around your neck, and I knew, Adebayo's daughter, after all these years. Zara took the second necklace with trembling hands. 2 identical shells, 2 halves of her father's last gift. I owe your father my life, Minjun said, voice rough with emotion he was clearly unused to showing. Which means I owe you, so here's the trade. I pay for your brother's surgery, full amount, top surgical team, everything he needs. In exchange, you work for me. 3 months, translation services, nothing illegal. Just business meetings with my international partners. That's it? She didn't believe him. Couldn't. Sit. 3 months of translation, and my brother lives? That's it. And after 3 months, you're free. You go home. The debt is paid. Your father saved my life. I save your brother's. We're even. It sounded too good. Too easy. There had to be a catch. What if I say no? His eyes went cold again. Then I can't protect you. The men downstairs will get their way, and your brother loses his only chance at survival. He extended his hand. 3 months, Zara. Your brother's life, your father's legacy. Take the deal. She stared at his hand, at the man her father had died to save, at the choice that wasn't really a choice at all. Zara reached out, their hands clasped. His grip was firm, final, binding. 3 months, she said. Then I'm done. Welcome to my world, Zara. He released her hand, walked to the door, paused. Oh, and one more thing. Don't try to run. I always find what's mine. The door closed behind him. Zara stood alone in the penthouse, holding 2 cowrie shell necklaces and wondering what kind of world she'd just agreed to enter. Outside the window, Seoul glittered like a beautiful trap, and she'd just walked right into it. Morning came too fast. Zara barely slept. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw her father's face, heard Minjun's voice describing how he died, felt the weight of the choice she'd made pressing down on her chest like a stone. A knock on the penthouse door jolted her awake. She'd fallen asleep on the couch, still wearing yesterday's clothes. The door opened before she could answer. A woman entered, mid-30s, sharp suit, sharper eyes. She carried a garment bag and a briefcase. Miss Okonkwo, the woman said in perfect English with a slight Korean accent. I'm Ji-woo, Mr. Kang's assistant. We have 30 minutes before your first assignment. Zara sat up, trying to process. First assignment? Already? Mr. Kang doesn't waste time. Ji-woo laid the garment bag on the chair. Professional attire, your size. Bathroom is through there. Shower, change. I'll brief you while you eat breakfast. I'm not hungry. Eat anyway. You'll need your strength. Ji-woo's expression softened slightly. Trust me on this. 20 minutes later, Zara emerged wearing a tailored black dress and heels that probably cost more than her rent back home. Ji-woo had set up breakfast on the dining table. Coffee, rice, grilled fish, kimchi. The smell made Zara's stomach growl, despite her nerves. Your brother, Ji-woo said as Zara sat down. Surgery is scheduled for tomorrow morning. Seoul National University Hospital. Best surgical team in Asia. Mr. Kang has already transferred the funds. Zara's hand froze halfway to her coffee cup. Tomorrow? Mr. Kang keeps his promises. Ji-woo slid a folder across the table. Today's assignment, Nigerian investors. They're meeting with Mr. Kang to discuss a shipping contract. Legitimate business. You translate. You listen. You report anything unusual. Report to who? To Mr. Kang. Only to Mr. Kang. Ji-woo leaned forward. These investors are clean, but some of their associates aren't. We need to know if anyone is trying to use this deal to move something they shouldn't. Weapons, contraband, people. Zara's stomach turned. And if I hear something like that? You tell Mr. Kang, he handles it. You're just the ears, Miss Okonkwo, not the muscle. Ji-woo stood. Car leaves in 10 minutes. Don't be late. Mr. Kang hates tardiness. The meeting took place in a private office across the city. Glass walls, modern furniture, a view of the Han River that would have been beautiful if Zara wasn't terrified. Minjun was already there when she arrived, looking every bit the legitimate businessman in a gray suit. He barely acknowledged her, just nodded toward a chair beside him. 3 Nigerian men entered. Expensive suits, confident walks, the kind of men who'd built empires from nothing and weren't afraid to protect them. The lead investor, a man named Chief Okafor, smiled warmly when he saw Zara. Ah, a fellow Nigerian, he said in Yoruba. It's good to see a familiar face in this cold country. Zara smiled back, keeping her voice professional. Chief Okafor, it's an honor. Mr. Kang has asked me to facilitate today's discussion. The meeting began. They discussed shipping routes, container prices, import regulations, all legitimate, all boring. Zara translated smoothly, her mind running on autopilot while another part of her screamed that this was wrong, that she shouldn't be here, that she'd crossed a line she could never uncross. Then one of the other investors, a younger man named Emeka, received a phone call. He stepped away to take it, spoke in low tones. Zara's ears picked up fragments, something about a delay, a shipment, port inspections. When he returned, Chief Okafor asked in Yoruba, "Problem?" "Nothing serious," Emeka replied in the same language. "Just the usual complications with customs. They're asking questions about Container 42. The one with the equipment?" "Yes, medical equipment, agricultural supplies, all documented. But you know how these officials are, always looking for bribes." Chief Okafor nodded. "Handle it. Pay what you need to pay." The conversation switched back to English. The meeting continued. But Zara's mind was racing. Medical equipment, agricultural supplies, could be legitimate, could be code for something else. She had no way to know, but she'd heard it. And now she had to decide whether to report it. The meeting ended an hour later with handshakes and promises to finalize contracts by the end of the week. Chief Okafor clasped Zara's hand warmly. "You did well, my dear. Your father would be proud." The words hit her like a punch. Her father, who died trying to protect people, who made her promise to always do the right thing. What would he think of her now, working for a man like Minjun, translating conversations that might be covering up crimes? In the car back to the penthouse, Minjun finally spoke. "You heard something." Not a question. Zara kept her eyes on the window. They mentioned a container, number 42, said it had medical equipment and agricultural supplies. Customs is giving them trouble. What did you think? "I think it could be exactly what they said, or it could be something else." "And?" She turned to face him. "And I think you already knew about it. You had me there to confirm, not to discover." Minjun's lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. "You're smarter than I expected." "Yes, I knew. Container 42 is clean, but I needed to see if Chief Okafor would mention it. If he tried to hide it from me, he didn't, which means he's trustworthy." "So you used me to test him. I used you to do your job. There's a difference." The car pulled up to the penthouse. "You did well today, Zara. Get some rest. Tomorrow is your brother's surgery. You'll want to be there. You're letting me go to the hospital? With security, you're valuable now, which makes you a target." He stepped out of the car, then paused. "Oh, and Zara? That instinct you had, questioning whether the container was legitimate? Keep that. In this world, healthy paranoia keeps you alive." The next morning, Zara stood outside the surgical ward at Seoul National University Hospital. Kwame had been prepped. The surgical team was ready. Top doctors, state-of-the-art equipment, everything Minjun had promised. Her mother was on video call, crying, praying, thanking God and Minjun in the same breath. Jiwoo stood nearby with 2 security guards. "The surgery will take 6 to 8 hours. Mr. Kang has arranged a private waiting room for you." "Why is he doing this?" Zara asked quietly. "My father saved him 10 years ago. That's a debt, sure. But this, the surgery, the protection, the job, this is more than repaying a debt." Jiwoo considered her for a moment. "Mr. Kang doesn't have family. His parents died when he was young, gang violence. He built his empire alone. Your father was the only person who ever helped him expect nothing in return. The only person who saw him as worth saving." She met Zara's eyes. "You remind him that good people still exist. That's rare in his world, maybe even precious." Before Zara could respond, Jiwoo's phone buzzed. Her expression darkened. "We need to move. Now." "What? Why? The surgery is happening, but we have a problem." Jiwoo grabbed Zara's arm, not rough, but urgent. "Someone leaked that you're here. Kwon Hyun-woo's people are on their way." "Who's Kwon Hyun-woo?" "Mr. Kang's rival, and right now, his biggest threat." Jiwoo was already moving, security guards flanking them. "He knows about you, knows about your brother, and he's coming to take you both as leverage." Terror slammed into Zara. "My brother is in surgery. He can't be moved." "We know. That's why we're locking down this floor. But you need to get to safety." They reached a service elevator. Jiwoo pushed Zara inside. Mr. Kang is on his way. Until he arrives, you stay hidden. Understood? Wait, where are we going? The elevator doors started to close. Through the gap, Zara saw men in black suits emerging from the main elevator, moving fast, purposeful, dangerous. Then the doors shut and the elevator descended, taking her away from her brother, away from safety, deeper into a war she didn't understand. Her phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. She opened it. Her blood turned to ice. The message showed a photo of the hospital, her brother's surgical ward, and underneath 3 words, "We have him." But that was impossible. Kwame was in surgery, protected. Unless there was a traitor. Someone on Minjun's team working for Kwon. Someone who'd given them access. The elevator stopped, the doors opened, and standing there, smiling like a wolf, was a man Zara had never seen before. Tall, scarred face, eyes like dead glass. "Miss Okonkwo," he said in perfect English. "My employer would like a word." Behind him stood 6 armed men. No way out, no escape. Zara's hand tightened around her phone. She thought about her brother on that operating table, about Minjun racing to save her, about her father's last words to the young man he'd died protecting. "Take care of your people." She looked at the scarred man and made a choice. Then let's not keep him waiting. They took her to a warehouse on the outskirts of Seoul, industrial district, empty streets, the kind of place where screams wouldn't matter because no one would hear them. Zara's hands were zip-tied in front of her, but they hadn't blindfolded her. That worried her more than anything. It meant they didn't care if she saw where they were going, didn't care if she could identify them later, because there wouldn't be a later. The scarred man, who'd introduced himself as Park, led her through a metal door into a cavernous space. Shipping containers stacked high, dim lighting, and in the center, sitting in a leather chair like he was holding court, was Kwon Hyun-woo. He was younger than she expected, maybe 40. Handsome in a sharp, dangerous way. Expensive suit, manicured hands, but his eyes were cold, empty, the eyes of a man who'd done terrible things and felt nothing. "Zara Okonkwo," Kwon said, voice smooth as silk. "The woman who walked into the wrong room and changed everything." "I didn't change anything," Zara said, forcing her voice steady. "I saw a meeting, that's all. And yet here you are, under Kang Minjun's protection, living in his penthouse, your brother receiving surgery paid for by his money." Kwon stood, walked toward her slowly. "Do you know what that makes you? A translator doing her job. A weakness." He stopped in front of her. "Minjun doesn't protect people. He uses them. But you're different. Your father saved his life. That means something to him, which means you mean something to him. And anything that means something to Minjun is leverage I can use." Zara's phone buzzed in her pocket. Park had taken it but hadn't turned it off. Kwon noticed, pulled it out, read the screen. His smile widened. "Minjun," he said, showing her the screen. 3 missed calls, 2 texts. "He's worried about you." How touching. He typed something, then showed her. "I'm just letting him know where to find you." "He'll kill you," Zara said quietly. "He'll try, but he'll have to choose. Come for you and leave your brother unprotected. Or protect your brother and let me have you." Kwon tilted his head. "What do you think he'll choose?" "Both. He'll save both of us." "Arrogant, just like him." Kwon walked back to his chair. "Let me tell you a story, Miss Okonkwo. 10 years ago, Minjun and I were partners. We built an empire together. Shipping, import, export. We made millions. But Minjun got greedy, wanted it all, so he framed me. Made it look like I'd betrayed our investors. I lost everything. Spent 2 years in prison while he took over my operations. And now you want revenge. I want what's mine, my empire, my reputation, my life." His voice hardened. "And I'll burn his world down to get it, starting with you." A phone rang, not hers, Kwon's. He answered it, listened, then smiled. "Excellent. Bring him down." The warehouse door opened. 2 men dragged someone inside, bloodied, barely conscious. They threw him to the ground at Kwon's feet. Zara's heart stopped. It was one of Minjun's guards, the one who'd been assigned to protect Kwame at the hospital. His face was swollen, broken. But he was alive, Sergeant Kim, Kwon said pleasantly. Thank you for your service. The access codes you provided worked perfectly. My men walked right into that surgical ward. No alarms, no resistance. Zara felt sick, the traitor, right there. The man who'd sold out her brother for money. Where's my brother? She demanded, voice shaking with rage. What did you do to him? Nothing yet, Kwon said. He's still in surgery. My men are simply standing guard, making sure he stays safe, for now. He looked at Kim. You've been paid. Leave. Kim struggled to his feet, wouldn't meet Zara's eyes. He limped toward the door, but before he reached it, Kwon spoke again. Actually, Kim, one more thing. A gunshot cracked through the warehouse. Kim dropped, dead before he hit the ground. Zara screamed, couldn't help it. The sound ripped out of her throat, raw and terrified. Kwon holstered his gun calmly. Loose ends, he said simply. I don't leave them. Remember that. Outside, tires squealed. Car doors slammed. Shouts in Korean. Gunfire erupted. Not from inside the warehouse. From outside. Close. Getting closer. Kwon's expression hardened. He's here. Park grabbed Zara, pulled her behind a shipping container. Used her as a shield. His gun pressed against her temple. Don't move, he hissed. The warehouse door exploded inward. Minjun strode through the smoke and debris like an avenging angel. Black suit, gun in hand, face carved from stone. Behind him, a team of armed men fanned out, weapons raised. Kwon! Minjun's voice echoed through the space. Let her go. Or what? Kwon stepped into view, using a container for cover. You'll start a war in the middle of Seoul? Police are already on their way. You have minutes before this place is surrounded. Then I'll make this quick. Minjun fired. The shot rang out, hitting the container inches from Kwon's head. Next one doesn't miss. You shoot me, Park shoots her. Is that what you want? Minjun's eyes found Zara's across the warehouse. She saw something in them she'd never seen before. Fear. Real, human fear. Not for himself. For her. I owe her father, Minjun said quietly. I owe her. I won't let you take that from me. How noble, Kwon laughed. The great Kang Minjun, finally caring about something, finally feeling something. It makes you weak. It makes me dangerous. More gunfire outside. Someone shouted. Then Jiwoo's voice came through Minjun's earpiece, loud enough for Zara to hear. Boss, the hospital. They're moving on the surgical ward. Now, Minjun's jaw clenched. Kwon had planned this perfectly. Force him to choose. Save Zara or save Kwame. He couldn't do both. Let her go, Minjun said, voice strained. Take me instead. I'm the one you want. No, Zara shouted. Don't you dare. But Minjun wasn't looking at her anymore. He was looking at Kwon, making calculations, weighing options. Then he did something that shocked everyone. He lowered his gun, raised his hands, stepped forward. Take me. Let her go. End this. Kwon considered, then nodded to Park. Release her. Park shoved Zara forward. She stumbled, caught herself, started toward Minjun, but he shook his head sharply. Go. Get to your brother. Jiwoo will take you. I'm not leaving you here. You are. His voice was steel, final. Your father saved me so I could protect you. Let me do that. Go. Tears streamed down her face. But Jiwoo was already there, grabbing her arm, pulling her toward the exit. Zara looked back, saw Minjun standing alone, surrounded by Kwon's men, guns pointed at his head. He met her eyes one last time and smiled. Sad, resigned, free. I'm my father's daughter, Zara said suddenly, loudly. Everyone stopped. She pulled away from Jiwoo, walked back toward Minjun, stood beside him. He didn't save you so you could die alone. And I didn't make a deal with you just to watch you break it. 3 months. You promised. I'm holding you to it. Minjun stared at her. You're insane. Maybe. She looked at Kwon. You want leverage? Here's your leverage. We're both here, both valuable, which means you can't kill either of us without losing your advantage. So let's talk. Make a real deal. End this war before more people die. Kwon laughed. Actually laughed. You have courage, Miss Okonkwo. Stupid courage, but courage nonetheless. He lowered his gun. Fine, let's talk. But not here. Police are coming. We move. Now. All of us. They were loaded into separate vehicles. Zara lost sight of Minjun, lost track of where they were going. Her phone buzzed again. A text from Jiwoo. Hospital secure. Your brother is stable. Surgery successful. We're protecting him. Relief crashed through her so hard she nearly sobbed. Kwame was alive, safe. Whatever happened next, at least he was safe. The car stopped. They pulled her out. A different warehouse, or maybe the same one. She couldn't tell anymore. Everything blurred together. Fear, adrenaline, exhaustion. She was shoved into a room, small, dark, a single chair. They tied her to it, left her alone. Time passed, minutes, hours. She didn't know. Then the door opened. Minjun was pushed inside, bloodied but alive. They tied him to a chair across from her. "You should have run," he said quietly once they were alone. "You should have let me." "Stubborn. Runs in the family." She met his eyes. "My father didn't save you for nothing. He saw something in you worth saving. I'm starting to see it too." "Don't." His voice was rough. "Don't make me into something I'm not. I'm not a good man, Zara. I've done terrible things. Will probably do more. But you protected me. Saved my brother, honored my father's memory. That counts for something." Before he could respond, the door opened. Kwan entered with Park and 3 other men. He pulled up a chair, sat between them. "Here's how this ends," Kwan said calmly. "Minjun signs over half his operations to me. All shipping routes, all international contacts, all profits. In exchange, I let you both live. I leave the girl's brother alone. We call a truce. And if I refuse," Minjun asked, "I kill her. Slowly. Make you watch, then I kill her brother, then I kill you. In that order." Kwan smiled. "But you won't refuse, because you care about her, which means you'll do anything to keep her alive." Silence fell. Heavy, suffocating. Zara watched Minjun's face, saw him weighing it, everything he'd built, everything he'd fought for, against one life, her life. "Don't," she whispered. "Don't give him everything because of me." "Your father gave me everything because of you," Minjun said quietly. "His life, his legacy, his daughter's future. How can I do less?" He looked at Kwan and nodded. "I'll sign." Kwan produced documents, a pen. Minjun signed. Each signature felt like a nail in a coffin. When it was done, Kwan stood, smiled. "Pleasure doing business." He gestured to his men. "Cut them loose. Let them go." "Just like that?" Zara asked suspiciously. "Just like that. I got what I wanted. You're no longer useful." Kwan headed for the door, paused. "Oh, and Minjun, this doesn't end here. It never ends. But for now, we have peace. Enjoy it while it lasts." He left, his men cut their restraints, walked out, left them alone in the warehouse. Free, alive. But at what cost? 6 months later, Zara stood in a cafe in Itaewon. Her brother was fully recovered, back in Lagos, living his life. Her mother had cried for an hour. When Kwame came home healthy and whole, Zara had stayed in Seoul, finished her 3 months with Minjun, then 3 more, because somewhere along the way, the debt had become something else. Something neither of them could name but both of them felt. Her phone rang. She answered without checking the number. "I'm out," Minjun's voice said. Quiet, steady. "Left the organization. Rebuilt what I lost. Legitimate business now. Clean." Her heart raced. "Why?" "Because your father told me not to waste the life he saved. I finally listened." He paused. "There's a table at the cafe where you're standing. Someone's waiting there. If you sit down, we start fresh. No debts, no deals, just us." Zara turned, and there he was, sitting at a corner table, black coffee, expensive suit. But his eyes were different now. Softer, human, alive. On the table between them sat 2 cowrie shell necklaces, side by side, finally together. She walked over, sat down, and smiled. "Just us," she said. He reached across the table, took her hand. "Just us." Outside, Seoul glittered in the afternoon sun. Beautiful, dangerous, full of possibilities. And for the first time since that night in the hallway, Zara wasn't running. She was exactly where she was meant to be. If this story kept you on the edge, drop a comment below and let me know what you thought. Hit that subscribe button for more intense Afro-Korean stories that'll keep you hooked from start to finish. And don't forget to like this video because your support makes these stories possible. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and remember that sometimes the most dangerous trap is the one that sets you free.